What is up, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood China Boo Lee Songlong bringing you yet another video. So recently I've just been thinking that, I always talk about China and I never really take you out and show you China. So I decided that in this video I'd show you Wudaokou because in the last video I just talked about it. The Wudaokou area has a lot of universities nearby. So basically it's an area where all the students can go for a bit of fun. And I gave this place a nickname. I actually call it Beijing Wudaokou Daxue. Yeah, I know I'm not the one who originally came up with it. The original name was Wudaokou Daxue, but I thought adding the Beijing would be a little bit better. And if you can find out where it originated from, type in the comment section below. I know. Now, if you're a subscriber from Phoenix, Arizona, I personally believe that we can kind of compare Wudaokou to Mill Avenue, but we all know Wudaokou is better. Now, the one thing about clubs in China is that they're not scattered around the area. So if one night's not popping, you can just walk right outside and go right next door, and there's a new place right there. Clubs and bars in Wudaokou hand out different types of VIP cards. And basically with a VIP card is on certain days at the clubs on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, you can get like 50% off of some drinks. The selection's good, and the reason why I like it is because Long Island iced tea is on there, and that's my favorite one. Now, obtaining these VIP cards isn't really that hard. Basically, how I got mine is that I just showed up at the right place at the right time, and they just handed one to me. I'll insert a picture of all mine. Getting Global's card is actually pretty hard, and I don't know how to do it. And the reason why it's hard is because when you obtain a VIP card, they actually take your photo and print it on it. Now, if you're watching this and you have a Global VIP card, please tell me how to get one. I only need one more card left until I have all of them. Gotta get drunk at them all. One of the many things that I find funny about Wudaokou is that there's a Western part and there's a Korean part. The Western part is basically filled with like a lot of it's westernized and whatnot.
Well, no shit.
And the reason why there's a Korean part is because in the early 2000s and late 90s, the Koreans were the first ones to populate Wudaokou. So that's why there's there's a Korean part. And in this building that has Global, I'll show you where it is. You'll see it in the background. It's got karaoke. It's got some good Korean restaurants. And if you're into hookah, but over here they call it shisha, there is on the 5th floor of this building, there is a hookah place, and there's also a soju bar. I'm not quite sure which floor it's on, but it's in the same building. It's got karaoke, it's got some good Korean restaurants, and if you're into hookah, but over here they call it shisha, there is on the 5th floor of this building, there is a hookah place, and there's also a soju bar. I'm not quite sure which floor it's on, but it's in the same building. Now, if you're into cheap street food, then it's your lucky day, because at nighttime, you can get a lot of street food for basically nothing.
China. I have to have my China. China.
Now, I know that Wudaokou right now sounds so amazing, and you're probably thinking like, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. How can nothing, there's nothing wrong with it. There are some things that are wrong with it, and I'm going to tell you right now. If you saw my last video, I talked about the time when I almost got into a fight in front of Sensation. Fights do happen in Wudaokou, but I'll be honest with you, I've only seen one. I've lived here for the past 4 years, and that happened in last May. Now, if people are just like, oh, the fights. The reason why people say that, if they say that, I have a friend, and he's lived in China since 2008. And right when 2012 came, 2012 and before, he said that a lot of Kazakhs like to start fights. And he said that he would see it every weekend. He said he saw Kazakhs and fighting each other, fighting people. This doesn't happen anymore. And I know that I just said that I almost got attacked in Wudaokou and I saw a fight. But the fight that I saw were not Kazakhs. They were drunk Chinese people, and they were just arguing about something. I can't remember what, but they weren't Kazakh. No, I'm not discriminating against Kazakhs. I'm just telling you what I was told. I personally like to call Wudaokou's alcohol magical. And I don't mean that you're going to get high off of it, but I will explain why it's magical. There is a possibility that it is fake, though I am having a hard time understanding by what they mean by fake. Because a lot of people say that when they drink fake alcohol, they wake up with the worst possible hangover that they've ever experienced. Though I have never ran into this situation before where I've had this unbearable hangover. Maybe it's just because I'm a superhuman. Maybe I'm a mutant or something. I don't know. Now, I know that I just said that Wudaokou has a lot of delicious street food. There is something that you need to know about it. The vendors that are serving the street food do not have licenses. They are technically not supposed to be there. So you don't exactly know where the food is coming, you don't know the quality, and people have gotten food poisoning from it. But I know I'm a superhuman because this has never happened to me before. Except at a restaurant, I got food poisoning. At a restaurant, not a street food vendor. Go eat the street food if you want, but remember, you've been warned. Since a lot of the places are owned by the same guy, there's really little to no difference in a lot of the place. For example, La Bamba and Steps, their menu is essentially identical. Wu Club is only different from Sensation and Propaganda because it looks different. Propaganda and Sensation look the same, the exact same. They're just mirrored. And Propaganda serves a drink that Sensation doesn't, and it serves the Propaganda, and Sensation serves a drink that Propaganda doesn't, called the Sensation. And the music in all of the places are the exact same thing. But I still love the music because that's what gives Wudaokou its charm. I have no problem with that. Now, I'm not saying that these places are bad. I'm just saying that these places are essentially the same. They're not bad. I enjoy them. Go have a fun time. They're all good. And the final thing that I don't really like about Wudaokou is Wudaokou during the winter. And the reason why I don't like it as much in the winter is because if you want to go to a club, there is a coat rack, but you need to get there a little bit earlier to put your stuff there so no one else does it. Because once it fills up, when you put it in there, you can't take it out. And the reason why you can't take it out is because if you want to go to another place, right, and you take your stuff out, if you get to that place, they might not have room available, and if you want to go back to the place that you were just at, that space is gone. So what you have to do is essentially run outside to the next place. I mean, it's fun, but I'd rather not do that. The running next door to get to the next club during the winter with no jacket on, it's kind of fun. It really wakes you up. You should try it. Well, that is all the time that I have for today. So if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't, leave a comment if you haven't, and most importantly, don't forget to give this video a 5-star rating because we all remember the old YouTube. 再见!